Hello, my name is Phyllis Iwasaki.
My name is Toshiko Sakata.
Spell your name, James.
Huh?
Spell your name. That host name. Last
Oh, James Shimada.
name. Spell.
James Iwao. Shimada.
D.A.
My name is Don Finocchio.
My name is Sachi Hiromoto. I am 96 years old.
What was it like? To me, it was ideal. I loved growing up in Clarksburg, and I'm still glad I did. It was just such a small community, and everybody knows everybody. You know, it's just a paradise as a child growing up here.
It was a farm family. My dad raised initially sugar beets, which went to the Clarksburg Sugar Mill. And my mom was a housewife, but very active in the community with PTA and 4-H.
Well, we didn't have electricity, so we were, the lighting in the house was a kerosene lamp, and we didn't have refrigerator at the time, so the iceman used to come and put it in our ice box.
I was born in West Sacramento on a little ranch on Gregory Avenue, which is now Southport.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up right there. I was born in the house that I lived in. We moved from that house to another house nearby, another ranch, and lived there until I married, and then we moved here to Clarksburg.
And then we moved back to Clarksburg, and then I went to, as far as junior high school, and then we were, of course, summoned to, evacuate, so.
There was several Japanese, at least 3 or 4, that were on the football squad. And Pearl Harbor being bombed December 7th. About a week later, they get out for Christmas vacation. And my dad said it was so strange to come back to school after Christmas vacation and all the Japanese were gone. And it was just, he said it was very, very strange and uncomfortable because they were all friends and he'd lost all these friends,
One of my best friends was Japanese, lived about a half mile from us. As a matter of fact, I learned to ride a bicycle on his bike. He had an old, I can't even explain how it was. It was such an old bike. I learned to ride that thing in the schoolyard.
Well, I was born here. Then I went to, I had to go to the camp, during the wartime. Then came back again.
On June 6th, we went as far as the Freeport Bridge, and that's where the train was. And each car, the train car, had a Army guard. He was, and then we couldn't put the curtains up.
Oh, it was devastating. I remember being at school, and they came in with a big Greyhound bus, and all the Japanese kids had their suitcases, and they loaded them all on the bus. I didn't know what was going on.
I was born after the camps, but my parents went from Clarksburg. They were living in Clarksburg then and farming in Clarksburg. And my mother often told the story of my dad was out on the farm when she heard the news on the radio and how they were caught in disbelief about it. And when the evacuation order came out, they went to Tule Lake.
インターのキャンプ入ったね。インターのキャンプ入ったね。Yeah.
Yeah, Tule Lake.
Tule Lake.
Tule Lake.
Where were you interned? Was it Tule Lake?
I was in Tule Lake.
You know, the subject did not come up much. It did when I inquired sometimes as I got older, because a lot of them were farmers and farmed next door to them and stuff. And I tried to be polite and ask them about it, you know, without, you know, ruffling any feathers, so to speak, you know, hopefully, you know, because it couldn't have been pleasant. I mean, they were taken out of our society and basically put in a fenced-in area in a camp, you know, disrupted their lives.
What was everyday life like at Tule Lake?
What?
What was it like living in Tule Lake?
Well, just like any other place, you know. Yeah, cold. I never seen snow until I got there.
At Tule Lake, we were in Block 6. There were 6 barracks on one side, and then there was a latrine and a laundry room in the middle, and 6 barracks on this side. So the 12 barracks are considered block, and there was a block manager. And when I went there, I helped in the mess hall.
My mother spoke very little about it, mostly because it was family life. And she did talk about the no privacy of the bathrooms. My sister being born there and how hard it was to get warmed milk for her. And she had to cajole some of the guardsmen to get her warmed milk for her baby. Often spoke of Abalone Mountain. And many people will talk about Castle Rock there at Tule Lake. But my mother spoke of Abalone Mountain.
リミはどんなだったかって。
It's okay. It's all right.
So, what happened to your home and your land
My home,
while you were away at Tule?
when we were in Tule, we left some things over there, so we went back to the place, but then, of course, when we go back, well, there was nothing left.
I think some of it may have been stored with friends. A lot of it was lost. I did find a table, a small table recently, which said, stored at Bruner's for Shikajiro Iwasaki, for my grandfather. So that little table must have been stored there.
What would you like others to understand about your experience?
What was it?
How would you like other people to think about the experience that you had at Tule Lake? Like,
Oh, it was just like any other place, you know. You just have to make up your mind. We just have to stay there. Anyway, we were there for 4 years. And
I'm not. It's all Japanese. We weren't supposed to be in a camp. That's why we got $200 from the government.
どうにたどんだら。
We were citizens, see? We're not supposed to be in a camp. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's something that really happened, and a lot of people don't know it, you know. We find out that, and there are some people that are teaching them what we went through. So I think it's a good history.
Yeah, I mean, my dad had a lot of Japanese friends, you know, and over the conversations with my dad, you know, he felt kind of bad about everything that had happened, you know, and how it turned out.
I think they have to realize the discrimination that was present and how hard it must have been. I know it was a struggle all through their lives to maintain the family and maintain the farm. But there was also a very rich Japanese American heritage and culture. There were so many community groups that they all related to, besides the family and friends of Clarksburg and West Sacramento. Very, very tight community that was supportive. And that sense of community really carries on despite the generations. And it's a heritage that I'm proud of and get very emotional about.